Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Market Pulse. I'm Ajit Mahuli, the mentor at learnpriceactiontrading.com. Let's get to the markets and see what the indices have been doing. So as expected, the indices made a pullback from those areas of supply which was discussed in the last Market Pulse. Nothing still has changed on the monthly chart. We have a now monthly another candle which is more like a sell candle. And that's still going to be our area of demand zone, which can hold, but could possibly be penetrated deeper based on the smaller time frame chart. These are our old areas of demand zone, which are still holding and will probably continue to hold. So there is a good chance, based on whatever is happening in the overall markets, that we may break this, because this is more like a decoy that happened above the all-time high and prices suddenly collapsed. We could see prices breaking this. Once we break 16,600, then we could easily move towards 15,500 based on the monthly chart. The trend is still intact to the upside. Coming to the weekly chart, we have broken a few areas of demand zone. There is a beautiful supply that has been created. The index is going to find it difficult to break this supply zone on the weekly chart. So if at all we get there this week or any time, it would be a good short, swing short at around 18,200. Now, there is a demand zone from where we moved up, but today we failed to have a good follow-through action. We have a sort of a pro gap, but and it's still holding. So if we continue moving down, we could easily again retrace back to 17,600 and 17,500. That's the next area of demand zone for us to be really swing buyers or maybe even cash buyers. We get some of the stocks at good value, a good price. So that's going to be the range for now. Anywhere above 18,200 will be a good area to short. Coming to the daily chart, clear downtrend. We are moving up from these areas, which is from the middle of the gap, and more or middle of the gap, and still the next supply is here pretty far away, which might still hold up. So I'm going to mark this whole area here. That's going to be the daily supply. So if we have a gap up, this will be a good entry point for us to get into swing short, and probably if that supply holds, we could see newer bottoms getting formed, so maybe around 17,200. So that's going to be the range from the daily chart. There is no demand in these areas, so they're only intraday kind of setups, but that's going to be your overall range for the daily chart. On smaller time frames, the 75-minute chart, that's the supply zone which I'm talking about, 18,100 plus. There is a chart likelihood that if we come back to these areas here, we could still make an attempt to go up unless there is a sharp fall that comes in. If we have a sharper fall like this, then these won't hold good. But if we come gradually here, maybe on confirmation, we can go long and try to retest about 17,900 to 18,000. So both possibilities available, but this is more of a compressive move, so we'll have to wait. Shorts look okay. Longs maybe still wait for price to retrace back. So that's what we have on the Nifty. It's a consolidation range. It has room on both the sides. So trade cautiously. Swing shorts above 18,100. Swing longs only when we hit fresh areas of demand zone. A quick look at the India VIX. As discussed, there are two levels on India VIX on a smaller time frame. So that's where I expect India VIX, even if it drops here, could come back and then start moving up in. So if this moves up, we'll have the index coming down. So be cautious about longs, aggressive longs. Maybe you can limit long to short-term income and swing shorts only above 18,200. And if you're holding shorts, continue holding the shorts. And now let's take a quick look at Bank Nifty. Just going to move everything here. So on the monthly chart, we do have a formation of a picture of supply. This is that rally-based drop. We still haven't reached the earlier low, last month low. But if we are unable to move up, it could be easy for the index to break that, and that's your best area for buying. On the monthly chart, around 34,000 and below, there is still a demand zone here, but I would prefer to look at the smaller time frame charts for those areas of demand zone rather than basing it on the monthly demand zone. So on the monthly, that's going to be your range. It's not changing the monthly supply. Just give me a moment. Some settings have got changed, so I'll just put it as a all right. Okay, so that's a range on the monthly chart for Bank Nifty. Please note that we are at the top end of the range. A bend has, it looks like a bend has been formed on the higher end, and first target definitely would be somewhere close to 37,500. And this gives a very beautiful picture. The weekly chart, if you see, that's the area of demand zone which has pushed Bank Nifty up all the way beyond this all-time high, though I don't prefer this price action because that's more of order filling. And that's why we could have these quick and sharp moves to the downside. It's in a beautiful area of supply zone. We have multiple levels here. That's number one. So this you will probably have more clear on the daily or smaller time frame charts. So plenty of room for Bank Nifty to come down. That's the area where I would prefer to be a buyer in cash for investment, for swing trading or investment. But this is going to be the range for now, and we are at the upper end. So longs will be aggressive, be cautious about longs. And that's what we see on the daily chart. So beautiful supply zone here. Again, a new supply zone created at 42,600, but don't know whether it has that kind of strength to move up all the way. No demand zone whatsoever. It's the original demand, which is again a smaller time frame demand zone from where it is moving up. So that's going to be your range, at least till we don't take off 42,000. The range is going to be between 41,800 to 39,600, and we are in the retail areas, so swing buying is not allowed. So only when you break about 42,000, we will get some good swing shots. Otherwise, we'll have to wait for some confirmation. If you're shorts in Bank Nifty, these could be your first immediate short-term income targets at around 40,500. So good 1,000-point move can be expected here in the Bank Nifty. So overall, sell on rise, good supplies. You should focus on shorting, and buying should be limited to intraday.